Good day everyone, welcome to the session on internal auditing. I would like to explain to you a little bit more what happens in the internal audit department and why we go out to the sites to audit, what the importance about the internal audits are, and also clarify one or two difficulties that we've picked up that people experience as auditees when we as the LQIAs audit you. So LQIA stands for the Quality Internal Auditor. So the main purpose of doing a site audit is really for us to ensure compliance to the requirements of the ISO standards, regulations, the customer requirements. We need to ensure that there is compliance to all these standards and regulations. We then also need to make sure that the implementation of the quality management system is effective in all these areas. And then most importantly, we need to and have to give assurance to top management that the quality system is working and is effective and well implemented. So that is really in a little nutshell the importance of why we do these internal audits. And the standards also require us to do this on a not on an annual, they don't specify annual basis. They say on a periodic basis, but it further also suggests that we do it on a 12-monthly basis. And so if you've wondered, that's why we do it every year. And as you know, we also get audited by SANBS as a department every year. And all these documents that we ask from you, especially with the remote audits, it's a lot of documents. But when SANBS audits us, we are required to keep all this proof so that when they audit us, they've got the objective evidence that we've done a thorough audit on the sites that we audit. Seeing that the theme of the quality this year is quality conscience, doing the right thing, I thought I should just touch base on a few things that we've picked up that were problems or that are recurring problems or queries from the sites. And I really hope that this will help you. And I want to invite you that if you have problems or problems understanding some of these principles, if I can call them that when there are quality circle meetings and there is a LQIA attending, that you please ask us about these questions. That's your opportunity to reach out to us, because we are ultimately there to help you and we're always willing to assist you. So please never feel shy or afraid to ask. That's why we are here. So the first thing that I would like to address is the issue of raising a system non-conformance when we do a site audit. This comes up quite often, and let me give you an example. Say for instance, I audit a blood bank and I audit the receipt of reagents, and in the SOP I cannot find something clear that says, should I receive the reagents out of range of the suggested transportation range. The SOP doesn't specify clearly what should be done with the reagent. And I see that as an auditor, I need to raise a non-conformance against that, because there's a gap in the system. So at the site where I have found this problem, I will raise this non-conformance. And people sometimes don't understand why a system non-conformance there needs to be raised at that site. The fact is, when I was auditing at the time of audit that site, I picked this up. I might have audited other sites previously and not looked at that specific section of reagents. I might have audited something else like a quality control, but at this site I picked this up. So what will happen is the QBP, the quality business partners, they manage the whole notification system for us. So I will lock this notification on SAP as a Z5, and the QBP will then get a task team together when they do the root cause analysis. they will then see this as a system non-conformance, and maybe the issuing officer needs to be involved because they might be the author or the process owner of this specific SOP. Then they will get the relevant people involved to address this problem. If the SOP needs to be revised, that will happen. So tasks will be allocated to all these people. They will all get involved, but at the end of the day, the notification will remain with the site. So I hope this clarifies a little bit to you. It's not against anybody. It's always against a system problem. Most non-conformances are raised due to system gaps. You do get ones where maybe a staff member did not follow procedure, but then we rectify that, whether it be training, whatever the case may be. So I really want to urge you to really never take a non-conformance personal, but really view it in terms of a continuous improvement, because that is ultimately why we raise notifications, is to fix a system, to fix a gap in a system, and to continuously improve. And please note as well that non-conformances should and must never be seen as a punitive system. That's not the reason why we raise non-conformances. Then the second issue that we have found is the issue of root cause analysis. People still struggle sometimes with the root cause analysis. If you struggle with this, please ask us. The reason why we require so often a root cause analysis is to get to the bottom of why something really happened. Not again to be punitive, but to see why this happens. Is it a system problem? Is the system failing? Is the SOP not clear? So that when we fix this problem, it should actually in theory not occur again. And sometimes we get non-conformances happening again and again, but if we do proper root cause analysis, then this shouldn't happen. So when you do a root cause analysis, please try and ask the why questions. Why did this happen? Why, until we get to the bottom of it. It will make your life easier. It will make our lives easier to get to the bottom of it and fix the problem quickly. There's also recently been a bit of confusion about training and competency records. So when we say people need to be competent, we need to see proof of competency when we audit. So that means if I train to operational SOP and it says we need 3 competencies on how to do stage 1 of manual cross-match, we need to make sure that that person is competent to do stage 1 of the cross-match. That means we need proof. And the person that trained that person competent must also have proof of training. Previously, there was a system in place where it said supervisors were deemed competent. That can unfortunately not happen. The standards are very clear that every person that does these operational procedures or that does functions need to have a competency record. So there were non-conformances raised in operational areas. I am aware that some procedures and training matrices are being rewritten, but I just wanted to clarify to everybody that we cannot have the thing where someone is just simply deemed competent because they've worked so long in a department or based on their experience. Someone needs to be able to do, if you are a technical person in a laboratory, you need to know how exactly to operate that equipment before you can find someone else competent. To give an example, one cannot write an SOP on how to fly an aeroplane and then train a pilot competent, but you who trained the pilot doesn't know how to fly a plane. I mean, it just doesn't work that way. So I hope that clarifies a little bit to you. Then the fourth thing was proof of payment for registration with the council, like HPCSA or SANBS, the Nursing Council. We no longer just accept proof of payment. We need the actual proof, the registration card or the little certificate that the nursing staff get. We need to know and make sure that you are registered. It's happened. Unfortunately, the registers, the I and the E registers, are not so often updated. And we have found on a few occasions now that people will supply proof of payment when in actual fact they've actually been suspended from the roles because admin was not done correctly, or money's been paid into a wrong account, or an incorrect reference number was given, and people have been removed and practicing without being registered. And we cannot have that. It's not on. So please make sure that when we ask for proof of registration, that you send that to us. And then the very last thing I just want to quickly touch on is postponement of audits. Our procedure, audit procedure, CPQMD 26, explains to you when someone can and someone cannot apply for a postponement of audit. So if a supervisor is ill or your dog needs to go to the vet or something like that, it's not going to work that way. We cannot just give postponements of audits, because we work strictly against an audit schedule. And this audit schedule is sent out at the end of the year to Exco and the senior management, and we need to also stick to that schedule. And when SANBS comes and audit us, they make sure that within a 12-month period we audit those sites. And if we do not do that, then we will also get into trouble, but also the audit schedule falls behind. And then we need to chase and try and get all these audits done on time. Let me quickly just get to the section here in our SOP, and then I will actually, but you need to familiarize yourself as well with this. Note, let me quickly see. So under additional information, it says under 8.5, postponement of audits will only be granted where sites are undergoing renovations, are in the process of relocating, or are in voluntary suspension. And when that happens, the manager must then do a deviation for the postponement of the audit. So yes, that is basically me, short and sweet. Please, if you are unsure about how and what the audit department do, please ask us. We will gladly help you. And familiarize yourself with CPQMD 26. There's a lot of valuable information in there. I really hope that what I've discussed here helped you a little bit. And yeah, have a wonderful day further. Thank you.